Hadi bunu.
Ana kızımızda, devlet kızımızda aksanlığı, bizde hatta taşları inşallah devletimizden çıkacak işlerimize.
Hey everybody, Big Friendly with Gen X Memories, back with another video for you. And I have been thinking about Canyon Bomber for quite a while, probably a couple of months. A while back, I did a video that was basically the top 10, my personal top 10 favorite games for the Atari that are only 2 kilobytes of ROM. Because a lot of the early games in the 70s and even into the early 80s only had 2K. They weren't even 4K. I guess it was just so expensive it was hard for them to do it at first. And when I made that video, I kind of had, after I had gotten my kind of list out, I had it in my mind that Activision's boxing was going to be the winner until I played Canyon Bomber. And I had never played it before. Never played it, even going back all of those years ago. And I think the main reason I never played it was because it just didn't look appealing to me. I mean, I remember, you get the catalog like you see here on the screen, and you flip through it and you see the pictures of the games, and it just kind of looked like an upside down version of a Breakout type game. It just didn't appeal to me at all. And to top it off, I never knew a single person that owned this game. Not a single solitary person. I don't remember ever seeing it being played, ever. But whenever I tried it out, I was impressed. So I'm going to play both variations of the game, the actual Canyon Bomber game, and then the other game where you bomb the ships, and we'll look at it, and we'll go from there. All right, let's go. Okay, now, first thing, the computer is actually pretty good on this game, especially for a game this old. I mean, usually it was only one player, one player only, or if he did have the computer, he was terrible. On this game, he's not bad. Now, the object here is to drop the bombs and knock out the bricks. The deeper the bricks are, the more points you get. You do not even use the knob on the. It's a paddle game. You don't even use the knob. All you do is hit the button to drop your bombs. Now, that bar underneath the score, if you miss, I think it's 6 times, that's it. The game is over. So, or if you go all the way across the screen and don't drop a bomb, it counts as a miss. So that adds a bit of strategy, especially with 2 players. Now, on the B difficulty level, on the AB, put it on B, you can stop your bomb. You can hit it, kind of like Gorf. You remember how in Gorf you could hit this fire button again and restart your missile? Kind of the same thing with this. You can stop it and start it again if you think you're going to miss. And sometimes I do lose to the computer. He can be tough. You cannot control the speed of the aircraft. You have helicopters and jets. They look like the ones from Air Sea Battle, same thing. But you can't control how fast they go. Each one just has its own speed, as you can see. So it's real simple, but there is a lot of strategy to it. Now, for instance, if you were winning, but you had already missed too many times, but your opponent still had one, he can only miss one more time, you got to sit there and sweat it out. So as a 2-player game, it could be a lot of fun. Now, if you clear all the blocks off before you miss all the times, it'll refill it like it did there. And I'm losing. The computer's beating me. He probably will beat me. Yeah, I think the computer just basically just keeps dropping. And another thing, the computer cheats also. I guess they had to do it. I don't think he gets penalized every time he misses a block. So, it kind of gives him an edge over you. But yeah, see that line? It's almost gone. And also, this game is, if you were paying attention during the intro screens. David Crane made this game. This is one of the games he made while he was still employed at Atari. And to me, it's just so impressive that he was able to put everything you're going to see in this cartridge into a 2 kilobyte game. It really is incredible programming. Okay, I lost. So we're going to go on to the next game, the one where you bomb the ships, which I think is the better of the two. Okay, now I'm the yellow plane, and on this game you do use that knob on your paddle. See the dotted line? That's where you're trying to hit with your bomb. The deeper the ship, the more points you get. So it's kind of cool whenever you can hit one of those ones at the bottom. But on this game, the computer's pretty good too. I don't know how Crane did it. It just seems crazy. Because on the first game, it does seem like it, but the thing is just dropping. It's not really, aiming or doing like that. Because like I said, the computer doesn't get penalized for missing like you do, or both players would if you were playing against another human. But there is a lot of strategy to this. Now the same thing applies. You cannot control the speed of the planes, and they move at different speeds. And you can also restart your bomb like you do in the other game.
Another thing that's different about this particular part of the game versus the Canyon part is it doesn't matter if you miss. There's no penalty for missing the targets. In this game, it's just the first person to score 1,000 points wins. So that's why hitting some of the ships that are further at the bottom can be very important when you're playing this. It would be a lot of fun to play this against another person. Not that the computer's a pushover. I'm doing good against him on this particular game, but for a game that was made back in the 70s is really impressive. The one-player version of it is, anyway.
I was thinking part of the reason why maybe nobody really remembers this game or played this game or owned this game would be because of when it came out, 1978. At that time, nobody really even knew what the Atari was. Not many people owned them. It really hadn't sold that well. And that all changed when Space Invaders came out. And you had Space Invaders and Asteroids real close together. And I think a lot of the older Atari games that were real simple like this became afterthoughts. Nobody cared about them. You had a few exceptions like Combat, because it was a pack-in game, Warlords, Indy 500, but for the most part, these simple games like Flag Capture, Hangman, etc., nobody wanted those. And I think that's part of the reason why this game kind of got lost in the shuffle. Y'all let me know if y'all think I'm on to something there in the comments, or am I totally talking out of my ass? Let me know what you think about that, about what I just said. Do you think I've got something there?
Red, I do believe you're talking out of your ass.
Hey y'all, I'm over here at Museum of the Game, and we need to talk about the fact that Canyon Bomber was an arcade game first, and I did not know this either until recently. I never played this. I don't even remember seeing this at the arcade when I was a kid. It was a black and white game, and it actually looks pretty cool. I like how their circles, they're numbered so you can see how many points you're getting. It does look like it would be a fun game to play, especially with two people. 1977. Wendy Allen was the programmer. I've never heard of her. If any of y'all know anything about her, please leave a message in the comments. But it does look like a cool game. Anyway, I thought we should at least show that. Okay, over here at Atari Age, we're looking at Canyon Bomber. Of course, these are all the same, But, you know, you had some that had the text label, picture label, blah, blah, blah. Now, they're all 2s, so the game is not rare at all. They made a lot of them. I never knew anybody who had it or played it. But also, there is one variant that is hard to find. The Sears picture label is a 6, which is pretty doggone rare. There's what it looks like. Let's see, the cartridge scan. Here you go. That's what it looks like. So if you see one of these bad boys and you can get it for cheap, go ahead and grab it immediately. Did any of y'all ever play this? That's the question I really want to ask. Any of y'all that are as old as I am who had an Atari years ago, did you play this, or did you know anybody who actually owned this game? Let me know in the comments. Now, if you're wanting to own a copy of Canyon Bomber, it's cheap, and apparently there's a lot of them out there. I just went ahead and went to the finished listings, and you can get a copy. This is one of them deals where you'll pay more to ship it than the game actually costs sometimes. That's for loose carts only, of course. But even nice complete boxes, $40, $20. So it's really cheap. I did not see a version of the Sears picture label, Telegames picture label, either at current listings or that had sold. So unfortunately, we could get a price gauge on that. But if you want to get one of these, be sure to check the link in my description. Thank you.
Hey, if you're still here, thank you. If these older 2K games pique your interest, check out it's in one of these, you'll see it, my top 10 2K games. And if you're still here, like, subscribe, and share. Help me on my journey to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.